Hey guys, Kate Froshue here for Purity of Elements. I just wanted to pop on because I had a few minutes to myself and I wanted to tell you about my skincare routine. We talk about these self-care rituals and skincare rituals, and I know it can get really confusing in terms of kind of like what you need to use, when you use it. There's cleansers, exfoliators, toners, serums, and I think sometimes it can be really confusing for people. So I wanted to pop on here and tell everyone what I do, and once you kind of get used to what works and what doesn't, you can tailor your own skincare self-care ritual to yourself. But just kind of as a basics tutorial in terms of kind of what comes next when you're using beauty products, I just wanted to give a little hint at what I do. So I always start by cleansing. So I use the Purity of Elements, the Daily Detox Exfoliating Cleanser. And I use this, mostly I use it at night, but if I need a quick refresh, I'll use it in the morning as well. And this has a really thick consistency. I really prefer creamy cleansers regardless of your skin's kind of makeup. If I am using a gel-based cleanser, sometimes it dries out my skin, so I really need a cream-based cleanser. So I'm going to just show you what this one looks like. Very creamy, and there's a ruddiness to it, and it's like a very gentle exfoliation. Nothing like super extreme. You got to be really careful about using really abrasive exfoliators because they can sometimes do more damage because they'll actually create microscopic tears in the skin, and then that's actually not helping. But something with a grittiness that's just a little bit, sorry, it smells so good. Something that just has like a little bit of a grit to it, and that will kind of help slough away that dead skin. So that's my cream cleanser. That's what I use in the mornings, and actually, if I'm being honest, mostly at night, because that's when I do my self-care. Kids are asleep, they're in bed, and I can take a few moments to myself, and I turn my bathroom that I share with 4 other people, 4 men actually, I turn that into my spa. So the scent of these products really helps. So you use your cleanser and you'll slough away the dead skin. Again, this is the Purity of Elements Daily Detox Exfoliating Cleanser, and that's kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. So it cleanses and also exfoliates, which is really great. After I cleanse, I always use a toner. So Purity of Elements, unfortunately, we don't have a toner yet. Hint, maybe we should work on one because toning is so important, just in terms of doing the clarity, having skin clarity. So I really like a nutrient toner. Physician's Choice has a really good nutrient toner, and it's perfect for the season too. We're in October and it has like a nice pumpkin scent to it. I really like it. Yeah, it's really nice and pumpkin-y. So I use that with a cotton ball, just put that all over my face. I give it about a minute to kind of really dissolve into my skin. And that really helps. The toning is really important for, as I mentioned, the clarification, just kind of like sinking a little bit below the skin surface and really cleaning out deep down in those pores. And it really helps to kind of balance the skin, I find. You know what, if I've stopped using a toner, that's when I notice some of the the congestion, especially like in my forehead. That's where I get a lot of congestion. So I really enjoy using a toner, and I've added it into my skincare routine, and it's super important. So then after my toner, this is when the all-important step of the serum comes in. So I have my Radiance Face Serum here. Can you see it? There's sort of a glare. Where are we? Here we are. I use the Purity of Elements Radiance Face Serum. This one's really great. I love the consistency of it. And that's what I tell people when you're trying to figure out what order to use your skincare products. I always try to think about the consistency of it, with the exception being a cream cleanser. So you'll always cleanse first, then you'll go to your more liquid products, which would be a toner, then to your serum, which I prefer. Let me see if I have some room next to the cleanser. I prefer my serums to be really smooth, not necessarily runny, but really smooth, because really what the serum is going to do, that's really the reparation, the repairing product that you're going to use. So the Radiance Face Serum, we talk about the fact that it really rehydrates, rebalances, it restores that hydration and restores balance to your skin. And the way it does that is that it's different than a moisturizer. It's going to go below the skin surface, and it does that because it's a thinner consistency. So it really can provide the repairs and the recovery that our skin needs. And Purity of Elements, we're known for our copper 5 complex. Again, you're not going to see that in any other products because it's a proprietary blend of a really antioxidant rich cocktail. So we have green tea extracts, white tea extracts, we have grapeseed oil, vitamin E, and then of course that copper peptide, which we're learning more and more about in terms of how it really helps with the skin barrier and skin health. So then that would be my 3rd step. So I have the cleanser, the toner, then the serum, and then the final step, if it's my nighttime ritual, is the moisturization step. So for my face, I'm going to use the age-defying moisturizer right here. These bottles are so pretty. They're actually made of glass, but they have a crazy glare when I put them in front of my computer. So this is the Purity of Elements, the age-defying moisturizer. And again, that's something that Purity of Elements just does such a good job about, is all their skincare products smell so good. And it really steps into that aromatherapeutic self-care experience that we talk about. Let me prime this up. These are all new products, so I haven't used them. But this is the daily moisturizer, excuse me, the age-defying moisturizer. And this goes on after I do the serum. So the serum, I usually kind of give it a little bit of time to prime, time to sit in and then kind of absorb into my skin. But what's good about it, it doesn't really take that long. Here we go, all primed. And this is our moisturizer, and this is super light, really nice. Ignore the manicure, I'm due for one. And you can see it's really nice and creamy, but it's not super thick, which I really like. You know, regardless of the season, sometimes if I'm using a moisturizer that's too thick, it's gonna clog my pores. So I like something that's a little bit, has a little better slip to it, nothing too super thick. And this one just smells so good. It's really refreshing. It actually reminds me of my trip out to Santa Fe, so I really like it. I have a bit of nostalgia, and kind of it just brings me back to that place of, you know, a beautiful, that high elevated desert. It's just so beautiful and stunning out there. So there we go. So we have our cleanser, our toner, our serum, our moisturizer, and then final step in moisturization, I use the hydrating eye cream, your renewing eye cream. And I need this because I get that crepiness under my eyes, so I put this on afterwards. And then, of course, the all-important step, which I only do in the morning, is I use an SPF. Again, Purity of Elements, we don't have our own SPF yet, but I like to use the SkinCeuticals, and I like that physical SPF protection. This has that broad spectrum physical protection, which is so important. And I use this winter, spring, summer, fall. I've said it before, I get nervous when I walk out of my house without SPF. So quick little tutorial about kind of the order in which I use my skincare products. And then you should try that, see what works. Maybe, you know, maybe you just want to use the serum and not add a moisturizer. But I will say the serum's really important. And then what helps is if you put that moisturizer on top, it serves as a barrier to really kind of pack in that, that serum and prevent it from absorbing outwardly. So those are my tips. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have questions, or if you have anything you want me to talk about next time, definitely leave comments on the Purity of Elements Facebook page and I'll get to them. All right, thanks guys. Take care.